Alright, so this is part 6. Collective message. We are talking about fungi, but the yeast, sugar yeast connection, how it interconnects, how it is on a bigger scale, much more of a common occurrence than we all know. So I'm continuing where I left off. You can go back and see the other parts if you would like. So with common illnesses associated with yeast overgrowth, these are, some of the things that can happen, especially over longer extended periods of time, especially if we don't catch the root sooner rather than later. And there are also 2 levels, but also a third inner working. But diseases of the gastrointestinal tract, including leaky gut syndrome, ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease can occur. Autism and fibromyalgia may be some side effects that you would see that can occur from this. And with this part, it is autoimmune and nervous system diseases or disturbances. And then these 3 disrupt the signals and systems, the ones we just talked about. These 3 disrupt the signals and systems within our bodies, the diseases that are caused from these pockets, and that can be caused over genetics, like through the genes, when left untreated, like family member after family member after family member. That's why they stay in the genes, because nobody's corrected this. And then it just gets worse over time, or can get worse. Yeast and cancer connection. So researchers, so we had cancer and Alzheimer's on there too, but yeast and cancer connection. Researchers have known for years now that bacterial and viral infections cause several types of cancer and candida. The coexistence of cancer and candidiasis has been well documented over the years. Some point out at the most basic level, cancer and yeast fungus have very similar, if not identical, characteristics. So this was just a thought I had at the time. What if cancer has been a fungal-like disease this whole time, yet it has become so resistant to drugs and or types of corrections, because we're not doing the right types of corrections, or again making those multiple connections. But how it stays in genetics or mutations, again, we just talked about that. Hallelujah. Trying to fix internally, but you battle externally, giving more than you can take on, so it becomes unnatural and it starts draining yourself and your body and your energy. And then these disruptions can take over. So both cancer and candida feed on sugar. Medicine, agricultural, farm, both grow and produce uniquely and individual to each person, and experience and detail only in low oxygen environments, externally and internally, surroundings in society, etc., all slowly taking all the oxygen. These were just thoughts I wrote too as well. Depleting body of essential nutrients and natural functionings of the body. So in a lot of ways we have depleted ourselves of oxygen. The amount of breathing it's not necessarily the oxygen. It's that we're not, it, you know, it is, but it's not that we're not breathing correctly. We are not taking the time to breathe in naturally and really connect to give ourselves higher oxygen levels. Um, so in essence, when you deplete yourself, you keep yourself at lower oxygen levels, and that is why a lot of us have harder times breathing as well. But both need acidic environment to survive. Change of genetics in people and found change in man-made things that we eat, ingest, digest, etc., figuratively and metaphorically outside basic design. When you probe cancer cell within the human body, they appear white in color and uneven in texture, just like yeast buildup. So those are some connections between, you know, yeast and cancer, how they are similar in a lot of ways. But yeast and neurodegeneration. Recent significant findings is early neurodegeneration is caused by fungal imbalance. And then up here I have children, older age adults, fungal infections, like meaning children and older adults usually have more fungal infections, but now you're seeing more in the mid-range as well. More so, you know, more ages. It's not just children and older. It's more common. So imbalance in yeast overgrowth. Although yeast can be mostly harmless, it also has the potential to develop into more serious infections that reach into the blood and other organs. Newer research showed fungus can enter the brain, trigger an inflammatory response, and impair memory in mice. And then, like, there is a website here, but importantly, the infection leads to the formation of abnormal structures in the brain, calcification, like walls. And these share similarities with amyloid plaques, a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. So, candida, regulating foods, eating more of. So, watching and being more aware of our diet is a great way to improve conditions in the gut, really being conscious of what we're eating and why we're eating it. And even if you end up eating it, don't eat it with the negative emotions. You talk yourself in a positive way, so you're not eating such dense food, especially energetically. By eating more of the following, it can help with preventing candida overgrowth. Non-starchy vegetables like artichokes, broccoli, celery, eggplant, kale, onions, spinach, zucchini. Low sugar fruits, avocado, lemon, limes, and olives. So non-glutinous grains, buckwheat, millet, oat bran, quinoa, and teff. But you do again have to be careful with the grains, not having too many of them, or just using more of a variety of them. So healthy proteins, eggs, herring, salmon, some dairy products like kefir, yogurt, probiotic, low mold nuts and seeds such as almond, flaxseed, and hazelnut, herbs, spices, condiments like apple cider vinegar, basil, cloves, paprika, and rosemary. Healthy fats and oils like flax oil, olive oil, sesame oil, sweeteners like stevia, fermented foods like olives, sauerkraut, drinks like chicory coffee, and herbal teas. So we are going to do at least one more part. Thank you.